Visit Pokemon Card Market and buy Pokemon cards from base set up to latest evolution set with best prices, secured system and easy handling. Only for European players. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCGCenter. In today's video we'll be looking at Ludicolo Talonflame deck for the standard format. So first of all, I want to say that this is a not competitive deck, it's just fun deck to play, and it's also budget-friendly build. So Ludicolo with recovery can actually heal the double amount of the damage when you use the heal. For example, if you use Rough Season heal 30, it will heal 6 damage counters instead of 30. If you play Center Lady, it will heal 120 instead of the 60, and it's just very good when you speak about that. On the other side, Astonish for 1 energy, it can strike for 30. And you can basically choose a random card from your opponent's hand, and your opponent needs to reveal the card and shuffle it back into his or her hand. Into his or her deck, not into his or her hand. So basically, with the red card and the Delinquent combo, we can put our opponent down to 1, and with Astonish, we can just completely remove all cards from his hand, which can be very devastating for him. And on the other side, then we can just go with the Splash Dance for 60 and turn after that for 120, and that can be enough for the knockout. And in theory, then we can just continue going on Splash Dancing for 120 from turn to turn and knocking out our opponent Pokemons and in theory win the game. In theory is one thing, but gameplay is just another thing. So that's just a big problem. So 12 Pokemon, 38 trainer cards, and 10 energies, 60 cards in total. As you can see, I'm running also 4 copies of a Talonflame. So basically, if I can start with Talonflame, I can use Arrow Blitz and basically search my deck for any 2 cards, which will actually help me a lot to set that very, very important Astonish. But since N is in the current format, a lot of people just will attempt to play N and actually prevent you from doing that trick to them. 3 copies of Lotad and the 3 copies of Ludicolo is all I run from the attackers in this deck, and of course 1 copy of Remoraid and Octillery for that Abyssal Hand and extra draw support. So from the other cards, I decide to go with 4 copies of Dive Ball. So basically Dive Ball can help me to grab pretty much any water Pokemon here, so basically Ludicolo, Remoraid and Octillery. Only 1 extra level ball will be here for a Lotad, but basically the reason why I just decided to go with single level ball is after I lost 2 of my Lotads, I can easily play Revitalizer and bring them back from the disco pile back into my hand, so I can put them back onto my bench. And later, having more Dive Balls will be much better than just having level balls, because that Revitalizer can actually help you to take 2 Lotads on the bench, and with the Dive Ball, you can easily grab Ludicolo and the Rare Candy back into play. So 4 copies of the Rare Candy, so I can have my Lotad into the Ludicolo in just a single turn. In addition to that, I'm running 2 copies of the red card, so I can hit that combo with red card, Delinquent down to 1, and basically Astonish down to 0. 1 Revitalizer, 1 special charge to recycle 2 double cores energies back, 1 Super Rod, so I can shuffle back in 3 in any combination of basic Pokemon energy cards from my disco pile back into my deck, and of course 4 copies of VC. From supporter cards, a single Delinquent, single Hex Maniac to shut down any kind of ability, 1 copy of Lysander. In addition to that, 3 Ants for the draw support, 1 Center Lady so we can heal 120 damage from our Ludicolo. In case our opponent cannot one-hit knock out our Ludicolo, we are definitely going to be in a very, very good spot. 1 Ranger, just in case of the Crystal Ray Glaceon, Giratina Chaos Wheel, 3 copies of Professor Sycamore, 1 copy of Teammates. After I lost 1 of my Pokemon turn before I actually start my current turn, I can search my deck for any 2 cards and put them into my hand, so that's just pretty much like another Arrow Blitz. Only 2 copies of Rough Seas, so I can have the Stadium in play to heal some damage. 4 copies of Bursting Balloon, so when my opponent decides to attack me, it will take 6 damage counters back, so it's definitely good. 2 copies of Floatstone, just in case you never know when you can stack in active position with Octillery so you can retreat, or just in case if you even need to remove your Ludicolo to another one so you can heal the damage of from 2 turns, so you can actually have a fresh Ludicolo for turn after that. 10 energies, 4 of them double colors and 6 water energies, so 60 cards in total. I really like the deck. Unfortunately, I didn't have luck testing it, so you should definitely try to build it by your own and do more researches and the deck test. But it could, because deck is very interesting to play, also to watch. Especially when you can put your opponent down to one card with the red card, Delinquent combo, and just use Astonish to completely discard his entire hand. Turn 2 or 3 is just amazing. So let's do some game test as usual, so you can actually see deck in action. So see you in the game and enjoy. Okay, guys, let's do this. So one game with Ludicolo. It's definitely interesting deck to play with it. It's a budget build and it's not the top competitive, but I really like it. So I'm starting with my Talonflame. I do have Lotad. There are also a few more other good cards in my hand, like Dive Ball and Level Ball. On the other side, it's a Mega Charizard, so not good sign for my opponent when he see Water Ludicolo in play. That is for sure. So I'm going to take one extra card, which is a double Course Energy and the Bursting Balloon. So one double Course Energy onto my Lotad, I guess, or maybe even not. Let's just first go with a Level Ball. Level Ball for Remoraid, which means that I do have Octillery, and I might be able actually to just play double Course Energy into my Lotad and pass my turn for now, because I don't need to attach my Bursting Balloon on my Talonflame turn 1, because there is no way that he can actually knock out or hit turn 1 with his Charizard in the active spot my Talonflame, so I will do that on my turn 2. I will also play Dive Ball for Octillery and the Beazle Hand for a couple extra cards before I actually manage to get that energy for that Aura Blitz. Of course, Aura Blitz is very important to use, but I just didn't want to waste my double Course Energy attached onto my Talonflame, so I just decided to attach them to my Lotad. Because even if I top deck Rare Candy, I could even just retreat onto my Ludicolo and start to Splash Dance and take early game advantage against my opponent, dealing a lot more damage counters than he expects. Because turn after that I can just Splash Dance for 120 or actually 240 against his Charizard Mega. So 2 more Charizards and 1 Shaymin EX for my opponent on the other side for that setup of 2 extra cards. So with 2 extra cards, who knows what he can grab. I see that he discarded with the Ultra Ball, Sycamore and the Hex Maniac. There's another Trainer's Mail. Probably he have the Secret in his hand, maybe not. Another Sycamore. So 3 Fire Energies discarded without actually attaching a single one. That's kind of surprising to see. Okay, right now he just decided to attach 1 Fire Energy. There's 1 Volcanion. And he passes his turn. My top deck is a Water Energy, which is a very nice card. Let's just grab that Octillery and attach it onto my Remoraid. But more than that, if I know that I will top deck Rare Candy, I should probably attach my Bursting Balloon onto my Ludicolo. But okay, let's see. A Beazle Hand for only 2 cards. Let's see if we can find Rare Candy. Oh yeah, I can find Rare Candy. So I can put myself in a much better position here, striking my opponent for Splash Dance. Okay, so at the end that ends pretty good. I can Splash Dance for like 120, which means the next turn I can go for the knockout. But the most important thing, next turn I can astonish my opponent basically for the knockout and discard 1 random card from his hand. So he probably didn't expect something like this, but okay, I'm kind of happy with this. There's another Dive Ball, Rare Candy, Super Rod, a V-Seeker and Sycamore in my hand, so I'm thinking about just discarding everything here with the Sycamore for 7. Because I'm in a very good position. So 1 Fire Energy attached, on his Volcanion. He passes the turn. There is basically Sycamore for 7. Is the only card that I can play at this moment. So another Dive Ball. Okay, I don't like that. I really don't like that. Let's just go with Astonish. It's enough for the knockout, but it will also allows me to actually shuffle back in my opponent deck a V Seeker, which is very good. So a Bursting Balloon and another Dive Ball. Where's my level balls? Oh my gosh. I really need that level ball so I can pick my Lotad and put it onto my bench so I can have second Lotad. Maybe I could even... Okay, another Sycamore from my opponent. And he discard a Volcanion. Interesting. There's a Charizard Spiritling. And just a Power Heater for 20. I guess only 20 damage. Not that bad. Right now I can again use my Splash Dance, but more than that I can put my opponent down to 4 cards with the red card. Then I can Lysander his Charizard, but I think this is just pretty much gonna be it. After I manage to Lysander his Charizard, he's probably going to be in a very, very, very bad position, because after that knockout with my Splash Dance for 240, actually for 120, I thought that Splash Dance would stay forever, but actually it's just during your next turn this Pokemon Splash Dance does 60 more damage, so... Okay, there's a switch. I did a miscalculation here. So he Mega Evolves into Mega Charizard, and he can power up a couple more energies with his Volcanion, but still... V-Seeker for another N. Actually, V-Seeker for N. That N will help me much more than Sycamore, because I really need another Lotad. Oh, that's bad. A couple V-Seekers and the double Course Energy. I mean, okay, to be honest, fair enough. At least I can Lysander his Mega Charizard on the bench for the knockout. But yeah, if he can find maybe Floatstone, okay, luckily Power Heater just... If there was a Floatstone or something like that, he could just knock on my Ludicolo, so I'm going to play my VC for Lysander, so I can actually Lysander and knock out his Mega Charizard for 2 more prize cards here. Let's just first go with one Abyssal Hand, hope to find maybe Lotad. Nope, just another Talonflame, so Splash Dance, 240 this turn. But even 120 would be enough for the knockout against the Charizard, so 2 more prize cards for me, and Lotad finally. Alright, there we go. Even if my opponent decides to N, I'm in a very comfortable position, because I can Abyssal Hand until I have 5 in my hand. So, as I mentioned, it's another V-Seeker for N, which means that he already played 3 copies of V-Seekers, and he definitely needs Mega Charizard here. That is for sure, so... Okay, Combustion Blast for 150. That's enough for the knockout. That's enough for the knockout. He took first prize here. My top is a double Color's Energy, so... First, I'm going to recycle back my double Color's Energy, and then I will Abyssal Hand, hopefully to find that Lotad, maybe even Revitalizer would not be that bad. Okay, there we go, there's a Lotad, and a double Color's Energy. More than that, there's a red card that can be used, and more than that, I also have my Hex Mimic, which I will definitely play. And after that, I'm going to play my Aura Blitz for basically Ludicolo and something like a Sycamore. So I can draw cards until I have 7. I mean, I could even just take, a Water Energy. But I definitely need more cards after this turn. So red card might help, might not. We shall see. There's a Charisma Dive Mega Charizard who's going to be able to strike for 300. Oh no, there's a Lysander, my Lotad, so Crimson Dive for 600. My Lotad is knocked out. He took 5 damage counters back. which means right now that I definitely need... Okay, I need something like a Revitalizer. No, another Ludicolo, which means that I can't play by any means. Nah, this is like a nightmare. All suddenly this just become a complete nightmare. So Aura Blitz for 40 damage. I'm going to take myself Lotad and the Revitalizer. Or maybe I could go with... Yeah, pretty much low. I don't need Lotad. I have 2 of them in my discard pile, so I will just grab myself N. Yeah, I feel comfortable with N. Definitely. Okay. So, all suddenly, that Charizard Mega can strike for 300, but it will take 5 damage counters back to attack. So 5 damage counters in exchange for prize. Thanks a lot with that, Anne. Thanks a lot with that, Anne. You're welcome, I guess. Dive Ball, I don't like that. Double Course Energy, I don't like that. 300 damage, my Talonflame is knocked out, and I really need basic Pokemon here. Because the game is actually over for me. Sycamore for 7. Okay, still in the game. Alright, so there's a Lotad and a Double Course Energy. And to be honest, I think I can actually win somehow here by just attacking my opponent for 20. And then, how many V-Seekers I have? 2 of them. Well, I don't know if I have 1 more left in my deck. Because if I strike with 20 here with my beat on his Charizard, I can put him down to 200, and then just another Double Course Energy, Lysander, Revitalizer will give me the victory against his Charizard. But somehow, I don't know if I want to do that. I guess I will just keep my Octillery here. Of course, he can retreat. He needs Lysander. He already played 3 V-Seekers. So I will just pretend here that he might not have actually Lysander. Because if he don't have Lysander, then I have good opportunity actually to win this game. There's the 3rd energy for that. Oh, Olympia. Oh no, he healed 30 damage. That's 150, but at least he plays supporter card, so he can go with Steam Artillery for the knockout, which means that he's going down to 2 prize cards. I'm down to 2, which means that I really need to take my... Oh, there's a N, but I don't need N. I would need N if I actually have Octillery. Sycamore for 7, so I need Rare Candy and Ludicolo. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me that at the end I actually lost this game. This is just kind of ridiculous, but it actually happened. So I didn't hit a Ludicolo, not even a Dive Ball. I did hit Rare Candy, so I can't knock out his Volcanion. So the game is just over. I guess I can beat for 20. And that's just pretty much it. I didn't even pull a Revitalizer for the game, so that's it. I'm done. Escape Rope, of course, for the Charizard, 300 damage times 2, which will be 600, and I'm knocked out. So it was close, but still not enough. Okay, that's it. Defeat. Alright, guys, so starting with the Talonflame, playing against, we shall see. So I can take some extra cards, because my opponent didn't have a basic Pokemon, and there's a Zorua, so Zoroark, featuring, we shall see. Okay, so Lysander for me, turn 1, sounds like a good idea. But against Zoroark, might not have too much sense. On the other side, oh, that's it. If that's it, Then I don't see another way than just use my Aura Blitz. Search my deck for something like 2 Lotads. Yep, I guess I can go with 2 Lotads. Or I can pick one of them and maybe another card can be... Another card can be... I guess another Lotad. I'm okay with that. So 2 Lotads, Ludicolo, Lysander, Central Lady, Sycamore, 2 red cards, a double Color's Energy sitting in my hand. Well, there's a Hoopa EX. Okay, let's take a look at that Scundering for my opponent. How many basic Pokemons will he take? 2 Pidgeot EX and 1 Shaymin EX. So Mega Pidgeot, Zoroark deck. On the other side, there's 1 Spirit Link, so I guess I'm probably going to just keep attacking his Zoroark here. Maybe, yeah, pretty much. I definitely need to knock out his Zoroark here, that's for sure. So far, Zoroark will just stay alone in the active position. Unfortunately, I can't deal any damage, any significant damage to it. I can just strike for 40. What I'm looking forward to do right now is I will do him a favor. I'm striking for another Aura Blitz there, and this is just gonna be for 2 rare candies, or maybe just for the rare candy, Ludicolo, and somehow I think I might take myself a Bursting Balloon, or maybe just the energy card, or maybe Bursting Balloon. Or since I'm going with the Sycamore for 7, I will pick that Talonflame so I can discard it. No, I don't want to do that. Let me just take... Let me just take that Bursting Balloon. I mean, I can pretty much knock him out with my Splash Dance. Okay, he probably waited a little bit. Maybe he top deck and who knows. So, okay, not bad. Rare Candy, Ludicolo, Sycamore 7. That's even better hand than it was actually a turn before. There's a 1 big Max Potion for 8 damage counters. And my turn. So I will Rare Candy my Ludicolo, and after that I can just Sycamore for 7, so I'm hoping to hit that combo with Delinquent red card down to 0. So far this looks pretty much possible. So second Rare Candy for me. Okay, I need a red card and a Delinquent here. Let's just go with the Aura Blitz, 40 damage, red card. Where is the red card? The red card is here, Delinquent is here, Rough is in my hand. And yeah, pretty much next turn I'm ready to put my opponent down to 0 cards, but it all depends on the cards in his hand. If he have V-Seeker for another N, then he can actually surprise me and prevent me from doing that. But we shall see. Pretty much we shall see. 1 V-Seeker would change my idea to put my opponent down to 0. So I'm going to strike with Astonish next turn. If everything is gonna be fine. There's a 1 big Trainer's Mail for another N. You gotta be kidding me. You can't do that to me. Another N. So nothing from my Astonish down to 0. But who knows? Maybe again I pull. Not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Oh, he picked another Trainer's Mail for another N. You gotta be kidding me here right now. Double Color's Energy for 70. Thanks a lot for that, Mind Jack. Next turn my Talonflame is going to be knocked out because I definitely can't do that to myself, so I need to play my V-Seeker for that Center Lady and heal all 6 damage counters from my Talonflame. Basically, in order to, well, let's just grab that Dive Ball for that Remoraid. God damn it, the Remoraid. I wish I had that Octillery in play, but unfortunately I don't have, so I'm doing my best here, but, you know, somehow I think this is just not gonna work. I guess next turn my opponent is ready to... He's definitely ready to basically, you know, do some crazy things. I don't need any of these cards in my hand. I actually need them. Somehow I just don't want to discard my red Super Rod here. Okay, at least I strike for 40. I heal 6 damage counters with the Center Lady. So right now he can add like 100 damage plus 110 damage to my Talonflame, but still not going to be enough for the knockout with the single shot from that Zoroark. So I don't worry too much. I know that he's going to end me again. So hopefully I can get that rare candy, that red card, Delinquent, Rough Seas combo. Okay, not gonna happen. There's a Mega Pidgeot. Right now he can max Cyclone for 130, and that's just that is just devastating. That's just devastating because he can one-hit knockout all of my Pokemons here, and I simply can't respond to that. And Mega Pidgeot is just gonna be way too much, and another Max Potion. Yeah, it took me just too long, basically, to set up those ends. Actually, those ends were just devastating. I mean, they were just too much for me, I guess. It's time for that Bursting Balloon, and I guess just Splash Dance. I mean, that's simply all I can do. I can't do more than that, than just use one Splash Dance for 60. I wish it was just 120, but it's not. So not even 2 Ludicolos can actually knock out one of my opponent Mega Pidgeots, so this is definitely not going to be great. There's another N, which means that my opponent can end me and put me down to 6 cards, which is very nice from him, but again, Max Cyclone for 130 will be enough for the knockout, and basically it will put me down to 1 Ludicolo, which means that all I can really do is Splash Dance again for 60 and attach my Bursting Balloon, and basically hope that he will be crazy enough basically to knock me out. Alright, so let's just go with another round of the Splash Dance, but I think this is pretty much it. So 60 more damage. Well, I wish I had 140 HP on my Ludicolo, so he can't one-hit knock me out with his Mega Pidgeot. But unfortunately, this is not happening, and there's another N. Yeah, pretty much he's trying to find maybe another Mega Pidgeot here, so he can somehow, you know, respond on not being knocked out. But yeah, pretty much he decided to exchange 2 prize for 1 prize here, so we're still in the game there. I mean, you know, who knows, everything can happen. Well, there is Octillery. I have teammates in my disco pile. Nope, I don't have. So I can put my Lotad here. I can go with the Rough Season play. More than that, I can V-Seeker for not even Lysander. I wish I had the Lysander here. That would be great. Somehow I can just play my N, or I can just go with a Sycamore for 7. Let me play that N. I don't have another option. Let me see. Oh, I totally forget about special charge. Special charge. Bursting Balloon is somehow important card here. Okay. Red card. And the Beazle hand for like a 2. Maybe a Delinquent. So I can put him down to 1. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a dream. So still I can end him down to 3, and maybe he actually missed somehow opportunity here to knock on my Octillery. So maybe I managed to put another Ludicolo in play. Maybe there's a Super Rod for Mega Pidgeot and 1 Darkness Energy, and there's a Sycamore for 7. So overall, he can find Mega Pidgeot right now and basically go for 130. There's a Shrine of Memories in play and a Trainer's Mail. Looks like that he's missing a piece of puzzle there. Shrine of Memories, another Pidgeot EX, and more than that, Featherlands. Okay, so I managed to survive somehow. So there's a double Color's Energy, and it's definitely time for the red card, because overall I will discard it by any means. So let's just see, a Rare Candy and Ludicolo, that's gonna be fine. Nope, but the Delinquent is here. I can put him down to like 1 card if I really want to do that. A little bit too late, I guess. A little bit too late. I just simply need Star to attack here. There is no doubt about that. So it's just all about, you know, being able to get that Mega Pidgeot in play. If he can somehow find Mega Pidgeot, then the game is pretty much going to be over. But if he misses opportunity on the other way, next turn to find Mega Pidgeot, then I can actually knock out his Pidgeot there for 180, because I'm going to be able to use Splash Dance for 120. So this is going to be... Oh, stand in. Okay. Okay. Stand in and maybe just full play? We shall see. Still I don't have that Lysander. Oh, there's a Hex Maniac. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to draw cards with the Beazle hand. Give me the top deck. Give me the top deck, Lysander. I know... Oh, no. Even Lysander would not be good. There's a Mega Pidgeot. Yeah. Another N. Kinda... I mean, if I don't play N, I will probably deck out myself, but... I can see what do I have left. I don't have Revitalizer. I can't even bring back my... Lotad on the bench. So that means that I can strike for 120 only. He has only 2 cards in his hand. God knows what he else have. Energy on Octillery just because we can, and Sycamore for 7, guys. It is kind of risky, but you know, I can Astonish and basically shuffle a random card from his hand, but overall I just simply can't pull enough for the knockout. I mean, I can basically knock out 1 more Shaming, but this is just gonna be it, I guess. So Astonish. Maybe it's an energy card. Oh, it's a Mega Turbo. Okay. He needs energy or Floatstone to retreat, so he can knock me out. There's a special charge. Okay. 2 double cores energies can be shuffled back, and maybe he can use full play for that Splash Dance, I guess. Yep, 60, but I can heal all 60 damage back. Not a big deal, I guess. Another Astonish. At least I discarded his Ultra Ball from his hand. But yeah, I simply cannot... Oh, there's a Lysander, okay. He can hug if he wants. Yeah, kinda gently from him. If he decides to hug, I will just... why I cannot retreat? Oh, because the defending Pokemon can retreat during your opponent's next turn. That's definitely cheeky play. Well, let's just attach energy and pass. What a fall play. What a fall play. Yeah, I mean, pretty much I cannot Splash Dance for one. I can Splash Dance for 120, but Mega Pidgeot to 220. V-Seeker for Sycamore, so he can get 7 new cards. If I can basically knock out Zoroark... Oh, there's a Pearl City. Okay, so he managed to remove that Shame from the bench. That changes things a little bit. But yeah, anyway. Another full play for 40. Still I can't retreat. Still I can't retreat, but I can do that. The same thing to my opponent. I can hug him again for 40. He can stand in. If I Lysander, yeah, pretty much. Very close. Very, very, very close. I can only strike for 20 right now because of the Pearl City. And the worst thing is that I can't even strike for 120 with my Splash Dance. There's a V-Seeker for Lysander, and of course he's going to be able to Lysander me my Ludicolo and use Max Cyclone to finish the game. Unfortunately, interesting deck, but not a top competitive one. So it can't stand against those heavy hitting decks. I mean, there's a Teammates. Let's see what is the last card in my deck. So it's a double Gorz Energy. Let's just attach it onto our Octillery and hug again for 40. But yeah, I mean, it's a decent deck, but not top competitive to play against such a decks like Mega Pidgeot or any other who can strike for the one-hit knockout. So another Max Cyclone for 130, and the game is actually over, unfortunately. Not victory for me here, so GG. So yeah, guys, that was pretty much it. Unfortunately, 2 defeats against 2 very, very competitive decks. Unfortunately, the deck is good, but it's good on the paper. It's not that good in the gameplay, and as you can see, I struggle a lot of problems with it, so definitely I should make a lot more improvements to this deck list, but I actually enjoy playing it because it's a lot of fun with it, so you should definitely try it by your own if you already didn't. So as usual, if you have any questions, don't forget to leave comments below. Till the next time, have a nice day or have a nice time wherever you are. See you in the next video, and goodbye.